Hey, hello everyone, my name is Masterstarman and welcome back for more Let's Play Mega Man The Wily Wars. Last time we finished up Mega Man, and today we're going to be moving on to what is often considered pretty much the fan favorite Mega Man game. Let's get to this one. Presented by Capcom. In the year of 200X, a super robot named Mega Man was created. Dr. Light created Mega Man to stop the evil desires of one Dr. Wily. However, after his defeat, Dr. Wily created 8 of his own robots to counter Mega Man. Alright, you know this game, I know this game, let's get to it. Mega Man 2 was a huge success for the NES. It is often considered arguably the defining game in the entire series. It was the one that introduced the 8 Robot Masters into it, and it was kind of... I'll get more into it kind of as I start going. We're gonna start with Metal Man here. Surprisingly, there's no space in there, but that's just kind of a minor thing. This game was considered, like, a big improvement upon the original, and wow, my controller options just kind of messed up in ways that I wasn't expecting them to there. That's gonna take a little bit to get used to. I thought I set my controller options in the options menu earlier, but I guess I set them wrong. That's gonna make this a little bit more awkward. But I can make do with it. Mega Man's a pretty simple game. So, Mega Man 2 has a really weird quirk that kind of keeps me back from coming back to this game more than I do. And that's that this game had 2 different difficulties in the North American release. In the original release, though, you only had 1 difficulty option, and it was the hard mode. And a lot of versions that are based, a lot of like later re-releases, like the Anniversary Collection and some of the later re-releases of Mega Man 2, were based on the Japanese hard mode. Or the Japanese mode, which became our hard mode. They actually made Mega Man 2 easier for people in North America. And I don't know about Europe in that, actually. I want to say Europe didn't get the normal mode, but I could be mistaken about that. I kind of want to demonstrate here probably one of the most notable changes here. In normal mode, you can kill these guys in a single hit just by shooting them right then and there. In hard mode, they like to split off, and I don't really know why. I don't know exactly what the point of this change was, but yeah, it's one of the more notable changes regarding this game. God damn it, really? That's an energy tank down there. I would really like to get that, but honestly, it's probably not worth the... I don't think it's possible to make that jump without dying there, so yeah. And we're right at the end of the level. But yeah, besides that, I think just the only other major difference with normal and hard is just enemies having more health and just some other little noticeable changes like that. So, Metal Man here has kind of an unusual pattern. He'll only shoot you if you're shooting at him. Which can make things a little bit awkward here. As you see, I hit him a fair bit, and I only, like, did a tiny bit of damage to him. Again, they kind of made the difficulty of some of these games a little bit challenging in the Wily Wars collection. Oof, man, the conveyor belt changing there kind of messed me up there. Damn. Oh. Yeah, Metal Man can definitely be a little bit on the trickier side. He's not really one to be taken too lightly here. I think he's definitely one of the harder robots to start with, but then again, this is just the nature of this game being on the harder difficulty rather than them giving us the easier mode. I won't lie, this is one of the things I was kind of worried about when choosing the 16-bit version of the Legacy Wars instead of the original 8-bit version, because I was really tempted to play these games on the Legacy Collection, because I do have that, and I really like that the Legacy Collections are available on the Switch. If you are interested in playing the Mega Man games, I could highly recommend getting the Legacy Collections, or they're not just on Switch. If you have PS4, Xbox One, Steam, they're on everything, basically. And I could also really recommend the X Legacy Collections as well, even if some of those games are kind of hit or miss. Oh, man. Frick! Oh, man, I was doing really well there, too, but that's it. Alright, we are back for another round of Metal Man. One thing I actually kind of forgot is that there is an easy-to-get energy tank at the very start of the level, so now I have 2 energy tanks. Unintentionally, I might add. Like, I actually forgot that there was just that easy-to-get energy tank there. I thought for a second the only one in the level was the one near the end that we can't get yet, but... Or, well, we can, but it would just require dying, so... yeah, if you are struggling, this is a pretty good stage if you just want to kind of grind up the energy tanks. I'm not going to use one now, because I entered this fight with, like, half health, and yeah, ain't no way in hell I'm doing this, but maybe on my... I'm going to give it another honest effort here, because I did almost do it last time. I don't think Metal Man's really that hard. His pattern is pretty basic, but I just... Sometimes things kind of get in the way, and this is one of those situations where I find hard mode does kind of, like, give an enemy a bit too much health, and you'll be kind of hearing me say that a lot. I don't really like Mega Man 2 as much as other people do. I get for its time why this wasn't a very huge game, though. Like, this was a sequel that took everything that Mega Man 1 did and then did everything a lot better. God damn it! Oh my god, really, game? We're off to a terrible start of this, if this is the first robot that we're fighting. If I have another instance like that, I am using one of my energy tanks, and I do not care. I realize this is totally going to be a waste of one, but I feel... Okay, no, never mind. I felt kind of dirty that I had the extra one there anyways, so... Yeah, for the sake of fairness and for sake of kicking me in the ass a little bit more, we're gonna keep going on this with only one energy tank, because... Yeah, Mega Man 2 is kind of not an easy game. But we can make this a little bit easier. The Metal Blade, often considered the best weapon in Mega Man history. Let's save here. The Metal Blade, in case you're wondering, is pretty famous around the Mega Man lore here for being very powerful, can be aimed in 8 directions, and takes next to no ammo to use. So, let's obviously use it against someone that it's good against. Flashman. Oh man, I actually forgot how much I love the look of Flashman's stage in this collection. Just with all, like, the ice effects everywhere. Like, this is probably one of the best, like, redesigns of any of these stages. So yeah, the Metal Blade is a very powerful buzzsaw weapon that can basically kill almost anything in only a couple of hits. It's great. Also be wary that there are ice physics here, but thankfully the stage is way simpler than Iceman's from the first game. I really like that one-up, but unfortunately I cannot get that luxury. Yeah, as you see here, we're using the Metal Blade a lot, and we have not used hardly any energy at all, and crap, this is one of the few enemies that the Metal Blade actually cannot hurt, and it's a pretty powerful one, so yeah. It's a Sniper Joe guy that likes to be in the mech suit before he falls down there. I'm trying to remember. I think you want to fall... actually... Yes, okay. There's the health there. You want to take this right path here, and we have somewhat of a tricky part here, but if you can do it, there's a really nice prize at the end of the path for this. And we did it. Alright. Energy tank, and that's it. But very, very glad to get that. And I'm gonna try and ignore this guy if I can. Because, yeah, we have kind of an awkward jump here that we gotta make. And this asshole shooting at us does not make this any easier. When they're split off, when they don't have their mech anymore, then they can be hit by the Metal Blades, which is nice. I really don't want that mech thing to respawn, which it totally will. Yeah. Alright, awesome. That's like the only tricky jump you gotta make there, and then this is a pretty noteworthy boss for just kind of how simple it is. So yeah, the Metal Blade is often considered like the best weapon in this game because it's also the weakness of like half the bosses in the game. Like that. Yeah, Flashman is often considered one of the easier robots in the game. He has a stunning attack where he'll freeze you in place and shoot like a trail of light at us. We'll get a chance to see more of that later on in this playthrough, so don't worry about that. But for that, we get the Time Stopper ability. And a message from Dr. Light. Item 3, completed. Get your weapons ready. Yeah, so after clearing a certain few Robot Masters, there are 3 items we can get. I believe one of them is for Airman's stage, and one of them is... I think Heatman's stage? I could be wrong about that. Anyways. Up next, we are going to be doing Bubbleman. There's a certain few robots that, like, are kind of, like... They have other weaknesses, but the Metal Blade is often considered, like, their weakness anyway, just because it's Like, the Metal Blade is just that powerful. And I gotta say, I really like that this version kind of fixes this background here, because in the original game, I'm sorry, the background of the stage is kind of an eyesore. I never really noticed it when I first played this game. In fact, I probably played through this game a bunch of times without noticing the background, but it's kind of an eyesore to look at in the original game. There's something I do kind of want to bring note of here. In the original game, there was a trick you could do where, I think it's on this screen here, actually. If you kind of did what I was doing there earlier and, like, repeatedly pause the game while in midair, you can kind of, like, frame by frame move Mega Man over to the right, and if he lands above this next screen here, you can kind of, like, cheat your way above most of the stage. I don't believe that's possible in this version of the game, though. If it is, which actually... Oh, wait. Hold on. Wow, so much for that! I kinda deserve that. Wow, do I deserve that. Alright, let's not die at that spot. God, that was so dumb. I had a feeling I wasn't gonna be able to do the glitch properly, and I guess, I mean, I did kind of do a glitch, just not the one I wanted here. Man, I actually, like, I really like the look of the stages in this game compared to how they looked in the original. Not to say I think the original game looked bad, because it did look better than Mega Man 1 did, but the 16-bit, like, backgrounds here, like, in this and in Flashman stage really, it definitely kind of pop a lot more. This collection, I feel bad that North America never got this for so long, because I feel they're, in a lot of ways, like, just to see these these games updated in 16-bit, I feel like it's something that we never really got to experience, and, like, I think that's a really big crying shame in its own way, but... Oh, ooh, damn it! Oh, I knew that was going to happen. I always have stupid luck with these crabs sometimes. Oh, the fish actually stay dead. That's pretty interesting. I don't think they did that in the original. Let's not die to some of these crabs here this time. One thing I kind of haven't really mentioned yet a whole lot, and I know this is kind of... It's kind of one of the things Mega Man 4 is mostly... Or, not Mega Man 4, Mega Man 2 is mostly known for, is that its soundtrack is really good, and it's really no exception. Like, this game does have a really great soundtrack. Again, it's not my favorite of the classic Mega Man games, but it's... I can definitely say that it is a definite good listen. I'm not sure still how to really feel about a lot of these Sega Genesis, like, soundtracks in a way. That was also it for Bubbleman, because Metal Blades are really, really busted. But yeah, that's actually gonna do it for this episode of Mega Man 2. Join me back next time when we will tackle the next 3 Robot Masters. We also have the Bubble Lead. I'll see you guys for that then. Peace out.